Here are my 10 tips for creating great characters.
Explained in 5 minutes.
Wait, what? Master drawing boxes and cylinders. I've always struggled to create good character designs at the start, and one of the reasons was that I lacked fundamentals. I sucked at it. And the easiest way that I've found to get it up and running was to draw 100 boxes and 100 cylinders. Why boxes and cylinders though? If you look at any good character design, the construction of it is this. It's made up of boxes and cylinders. It's a combination of these forms, most of the time modified, distorted, and changed, that makes a character. Learn to draw these things at different angles and you do them well. You'll master line quality, perspective, drawing boxes, and construction. Base for any good character design. Number 2, have limitations. Have limitations while you're designing a character, because that will actually foster your creativity. How? Well, you build your characters for a world. Don't just say, I want to create a character. Say, I want to create a character for a fantasy sci-fi space adventure story that exists in the future. And all of a sudden you have a limitation that you can work with, and all of a sudden your brain has something to focus on, and it will give you very specific ideas for your design. So have limitations. Number 3, thumbnail. Thumbnailing, by the way, is a favorite part of my character design process, because it's the stage where you can actually be loose, don't care about the end destination, and just draw a bunch of random design that explores your character without committing to any. You're experimenting right now and trying new things. The key here is to draw 5 to 10 super sketchy thumbnail designs for your characters. Be loose with it and don't care about what you get, and just see what you like. That will lead to better designs. 4, variation. Now, it's important to do this while you're thumbnailing your character designs, which is this: variation. Vary your shapes in your designs. That gives for a different result each time. Vary your values in your design. Vary the size of shapes. Vary the places where the details are high and low. The more you vary, the more interesting your character will be. And this monotony is a design theme that you go on for. Make sure you use this tip. Speaking of shapes, keep it simple. Meaning, have key shapes that defines your characters, because some of the most iconic characters that we've ever come across in the history of time are very simple to remember because of this idea. They have simple shapes that can be easily communicated to a large crowd, so they travel faster. Mickey Mouse is popular for a reason, folks, and so is Batman. Use the rule of thirds. What are the 3 key shapes that carries the bulk of your design? And use secondary shapes and details if needed. The less simple it is, the less better. Oh man. Getting all these tips into 5 minutes is kind of hard. Clarity, that is the next tip when it comes to designing good characters. Have you ever seen the Japanese flag? It's very simple. The point of that flag is the rising sun. It is very clear, and that's why it's communicated so well. And that is a principle that you can use in your character designs, and that is by using silhouettes. Silhouettes are basically designing your characters in fully black with no details that just represents the shapes. It just shows the outline of your character, the clarity, the silhouette of your character. And the more clear your silhouette is, the more travelable it is, meaning the more it can travel in the minds of many people. Mickey Mouse, Batman, remember? Here's an elephant with a bad silhouette. Here's an elephant with a good silhouette. See which makes for a better design. You'll get it. Next up, flow, bro. Meaning, focus on your flow. Use an action line to arrange the forms in your drawing. This action line represents the direction in which your drawing is flowing, and also represents the gravity, the overall, weight of it. And also think of each lines in your drawing and in your forms is affected by this force and this direction of the action line. This gives much needed fluidity into your drawings, and it would not make your drawings look like it was drawn by a stiff person. And also sculpt with your pencil. What does this mean? Think of your pencil like it's a machine that spits out clay, and you're the sculptor and you are sculpting your drawing with your pencil. This is easy to do during the thumbnail phase. Think of your entire piece of drawing like it's made of clay, and you're adding form, you're removing form, you're constantly sculpting with the different lines of the pencil. And that is how you create a drawing that looks full and solid versus a drawing that just looks a bit flat. And once you're done with that, you gotta exaggerate, modify, and distort. In your drawing, there are multiple elements, meaning shapes, forms, different sections, and you gotta treat each section like an element, and then you need to exaggerate it, modify it, and distort it so that you can get different variation shapes. If you use these 3 frameworks, exaggerate, modify, and distort, and use it in different sections of your drawing, you can get a different result for the same design, multiple results. And finally, my friend, balance and weight. Focus on that. How? Think that each form in your drawing has weight and gravity. Arrange those each forms in such a way and design your drawings in such a way so that it doesn't fall off. The way you do that is think of these different forms in your drawing like a seesaw. You gotta actually balance out the drawing with proper weight on both sides so the seesaw is equalized. Unless you're trying to go for a drawing which is slightly looking off balance, you gotta actually balance the drawing as per the gravity of the world, and you do that by using this method. Balance things.